Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Vintage Story. We're gonna jump back into the old game. Okay, we appear to be back in the game. Let's see where we've been. It's actually been a couple of days since I've had a chance to actually play. I've done a bit of grinding off camera, trying to get a little bit of stuff done. It is currently January 7th. It's just around almost 8 o'clock at night. I have made myself another lantern to carry around with me because I wanted the extra light. I got tired of just dealing with a torch, although I think I still have a torch in inventory. Basically, I use them to light the stoves and such. I collected some copper, and I had melted up a whole bunch of copper here, and I had a bit of a problem. You see, I melted 500 units of copper, and each ingot mold uses 100 units, but somehow I ended up with 99 units of copper. So somewhere 1 unit of copper disappeared, and I'm hoping that I can just break this mold and it'll just pick up, and maybe that copper might be lost, but you know what, I don't care, because I can't access that mold until I put more copper in. Other things I have done. I have worked on the roof a little bit more. It's still a spawn area for drifters. Basically, your spawners, any flat surface that is on the whole block height, it becomes a spawn point. So basically, that layer, this layer, and this layer become places where creatures can spawn. I also replaced the chimneys and cleaned them up a little bit so they actually work a little bit better. And I started putting in the ceiling and attic space here. And let's see if we can go down the ladder, down the ladder, down the ladder. There we go. I also put in a sink or a shower. I mean, depending on your perspective, I guess I could have a bit of a sing in the bathtub. Swim in the bathtub. But I did that so I don't have to haul water. Basically, I did do is I put a water source block here and a water source block there, and as long as that block doesn't freeze, we're okay. And it looks like there's water flowing. Probably we'll do is put a receptacle on the outside of the building so it looks like the water's flowing in. I put a shelf in here, which is just some birch slabs that I had left over, because the bucket has to sit on a solid block surface. I do want to put a light in this closet here as well at some point, probably just just a fat lantern or something. And as you can see, I am still cooking hides. I have small hides in there now, and I've got some mediums in here, and those have some time to go. And I'm making up a little bit more of the tannin. What I'll do is refill this because it's down to 14 liters, so I'll top that up a little bit. But this is now my tanning area, and I've got 8 leather, which, if I open up crafting, shows that I can make a leather backpack. Other things I can make, I don't have enough for leather body armor or leg armor, or basically anything. Leather jerkin, I think, is also, yeah, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Body jerking, yeah, that's still 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So those all take a lot more than I have. Even I could probably do a hat. What I do want to do is a backpack, although the backpack only gives you 6 slots and the bags give you 5. I want to retire one of my bags. So we're going to close that, and it was just down like that, and there's a leather backpack. Now, just quickly here, we're just going to move everything out of the first 6 slots, so we can just take that one and swatch it over, and I can throw this in with the other retired sacks and bags. Now there's a mining bag that I want to make for storing mining goods, so that's something I want to do. As you can see, it's still winter, it's snowing, it's cold. I will update you on the livestock. I finally did get a boar to follow me into the thing. I had to irritate him and get him to chase me, but I got a boar into the pen with the pigs, and I did the same with a female sheep. So now I have 1 female sheep and a male sheep in a pen. So that is done. Okay. Now there is something I have been wanting to try out here today. Very specific things that I was going to do today. I have made my armor, and I've started getting some equipment ready for caving. I've made some extra torches, some extra horsetail poultices, and a bunch of arrows. I got lucky, I found another chicken and was able to get some more feathers. But when I was exploring on the map, I was collecting some copper in this area here, and I noticed that there was the temporal gear was going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait until daylight, or mostly daylight, and we're going to take a trip over there, and we're going to see what happens when we say step on through to the other side. So let's see here now. It was 11 o'clock at night, so 7 hours should get us pretty much mostly to daylight. It should be almost daylight here. I'm going to drop off those slabs. I don't want to take those with me here. And I'll drop off those ladders. And I'm going to put this spare spear here. I'm going to hang this back up. Over here. I'm going to leave all of my gear here. I think I might even leave the lantern behind, because if I lose anything important, then I'll be kind of miffed. So I'll leave the pickaxe. Also, I have to move this whole wall in as well. I need it to actually line up here. That's something else I got to take care of. Did I? Oh, I put the good spear up. Oh, crap. I put the the good spear down in my pocket, and the bad spear went on the wall. Give me that one. Hang this one. Thank you. Not worried about the knife. The axe I'm not worried about. Okay, we're going to trade torch for lantern. I've got a food in my bowl. I'm going to put the poultice in here because I don't know what to expect, but I have been told that there's a good probability that you will die. Because I'm not too worried about that aspect of it, I'm just going to dump the last couple of things off here, and then we'll put the axe up too, I guess. I don't really expect I'll be doing anything with it. I'm not worried about cold and that sort of thing, and I'm not worried about losing any real inventory, with the exception of my food. I'm going to eat this portion of food and I'll put the bowl up. So we'll just find an empty chest here and we'll just shove this junk in, and we'll take these off of our inventory. And that's this box. No, that's this box. There we go. I knew we'd find it. We'll store, no, into the box, please. There we go. So our inventory is emptied, our stuff is emptied. We're going to eat this bowl with a meal. We will grab one more of these and plop it down. And we'll eat that as well. And plop that there. There's a partial eaten meal in that bowl, but that's okay. And hopefully it's daylight enough that I can see where I'm going. Okay, it's daylight enough that I can see where I'm going. Now, apart from all the creepy guys that are hanging out over here, I now have a couple of pregnant pigs. In this pen. And she's ready to mate, but he still hasn't done the deed, and I've already put food in their trough twice. There was like, 4 servings that's been put in there. So what I'll probably do is I'll throw some more in later. So let's go see if we can find this place where the thing was happening here, and I'll pick it back up once I get over there. We have a sheep in the ice. That's nice. Should be just over here. Now I'm already seeing the gears start to rotate slightly downward as we, or counterclockwise, I guess, as we get closer to the area where I was working. I believe it should be just up here somewhere. The gear's still rotating counterclockwise. It's still very slow. There we go, we found it. Found the spot where I was working. Now this was just a copper deposit. As you can see, I was digging it out, but as I get in here, you'll notice the gears spinning faster now, quite faster, backwards. So now we have no inventory, nothing that we're really worried about losing, except maybe a torch. So I'm going to hang out here, and we're going to kind of see what happens. Like, yeah, it slows down when I'm on the surface. It still spins backwards, but it's slower on the surface. But the further down I go here, the more into this hole I go, the worse it gets. So we're just going to literally hang out here. swap that torch over. We're going to plop that torch right there so I can keep it going. The only inventory I have on me is my spear and my knife, both of which are fairly well worn and not a big loss if they're lost. Okay, I've been hanging out here for a little while. It's actually taken quite some time to get down this far. But as you can see, it's down to the point where it's starting to touch the inner circle of the gear, and I've just started getting this high-pitched pinging noise, kind of like the shadows and echoes in the background kind of thing in the music or sound effect. So there's a warning that you're getting closer. Of course, the gear is still spinning downwards. So again, I'm going to hang out here. I'm going to just kind of cut forward a little bit in time, and we'll see what this happens next, I guess. Okay, we have been sitting here for quite some time now. We're down to 20% on our meter. I'm guessing that's what that means when I mouse over it. As you can see, the world keeps shifting every now and then, just a tiny bit more. And I'm hearing a lot more of the drifters, creepers, whatever they're called, running around on the outside. Also, it's already after dark. It's 11:30 at night here, and my health points have gone down because my satiety has gone down. I had to turn the sound down a little bit, and I might have to turn it down again because it's actually almost annoying. We're at 18%, we're almost there. Now I am bunkered in pretty good here, like I'm against a wall, and unless they actually drop in on top of the torch here, I should be good for anything attacking me. Unless they spawn directly in front of me, and I didn't even think about that. But, well, like I said, we're just going to have a bit of fun and experiment here a little bit. So we'll open up C again. 16%. Okay, I'm making injury sounds, although I'm not taking physical damage. I do have creeper guys hanging out over there. I might be able to poke them. If I wanted to. We're at 10%. And my hit points have gone down to 21.9, so I've lost a little bit of hit points. 9%. Now we're starting to get the weird sound effects that we get during temporal storms. And the world is getting kind of shifty. My satiety is dropping quite substantially now, very quickly. 2. My hit points are dropping, and my satiety is dropping. Still. 1%. Okay, we've now hit 0% on the threshold. This is what they now call the rust realm. Okay, my spear just broke. And my hit points are going down quickly now. As I said, I'm not too worried about the death thing here. It says I got killed by a drifter. Congratulations, I have died. So that's what happens if you encounter a temporal anomaly or temporal unsettled area in the temporal thing, and you allow your temporal meter to go down. So yes, you do actually die. So now what happens if we respawn? Now I'm back in my bedroom. My guy's making bad noises, but it feels like I'm coming out of a temporal storm. So, can I pick up the bed with the meal? We'll eat that. And then what we'll actually do is I'll just lay down and grab 7 hours of sleep. Okay, sleeping did not help the healing at all. We'll eat again with this meal. There's a lot of food in this bowl here. Grab that one down. Grab a meal out of there. Now we stopped making the sound effect of hurting, dying, whatever. I have brought my foods up a little bit now with the meals I'm eating, and we are up to 19%, up to 20%. And as you see, the world is returning back to color. Our physical damage is lessened, and the sound effects are returning back to normal. Now I think the only thing I lost is a torch and a knife. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, you can see the temporal gear is now spinning in the clockwise position, and it is spinning quite quickly. It's actually quite a lot faster than when it was unwinding. So you do have quite a bit of time. I mean, that took me almost an hour to do. To go through that kind of thing. So that was kind of cool. Now there is one other world, one other type of world that we can get into. I guess you could call it a world or dimension, but it's something that I've been interested in showing off as well today. So we're just going to pause here for a second, and I will pick it right back up. Okay, and now the other thing that we can get into is, believe it or not, multiplayer. I'm on the official public test server, and right now, as far as I know, there is nobody else on, I believe. This game actually does have a multiplayer element to it. You can get in and join in on servers or start your own. I had wanted to take a quick little nosy around here. Yeah, I'm not going to jump down that hole. That just looks a little bit too dangerous. Now, server will run even if you're off. Like if you're not online, the timer will tick. So food will still spoil, that sort of thing. So that's something to keep in mind. That's cool. The teleporter. Okay, we haven't discovered teleporters yet, so I don't want to get too carried away on those or start playing with those. I can't really go out and start collecting stuff right around the spawn area because a lot of this area has been claimed by players. For example, if you encounter a player's claimed areas and try to do anything like, for example, open a door, you get a little warning. No, you can't use the blocks here. No, you can't do anything here. Thank you very much. Had wanted to take a good look around, but of course now it's nighttime. So all I have to work with is shadows and darkness and lights. Beef's Gatehouse. Okay, so welcome to Beef's Town. Beefsville, Beef's, whatever it is. Public dining hall. Yeah. So again, you can't open... It says public dining hall, but unless you're a beef tenderloin, you can't get in there. Yeah, so I can't even access like fire pits or something. Hi, how come your pigs are out? The Beefville Porkville Farm. Wait a minute. There's a face on the hill. I'm kind of curious what this giant ring... Somebody's building themselves a big project to the north of town. Okay, we finally made it to daytime. I just kind of let my guy die, and I have a drifter coming over to say hello. Sorry dude, I don't want to play with you right now. I'm guessing there's no actual official spawn in building, like come here, have some party supplies to get you started or anything like that. If there is, I'm just not seeing it. So this must be whatever that giant wall is on the map. That must be what I'm looking at. Is that it? Right there? So that's been cut out and then this map goes this way. Okay. So that road leads off to somebody else's place. Somebody with an infection for spiderwebs. Doors left open. Oh, fire pits that I can use. That's always nice. Oops, and there it is. Translocator goes to someplace. Okay. Fast travel. As I mentioned, fast travel is available in the game. There is a floating block of something. Cool. That's somebody's trail. Okay, there's a big hole in the ground. So the floating, oh I see, so the floating block basically is directly over the spawn lamp here. So if I bring up the map button please. settle in on myself. Okay, yeah, so the floating block is that little white block there, which is why it doesn't match the ground here. Cool. Alright, let's go southward. What the heck? Well, okay, we got some windmills way up in the air. I'm guessing the rest of the building hasn't rendered yet. Yeah, the whole thing hasn't rendered yet. Yes, yes, I know. I'm starting to starve to death. Wow. Okay, I'm curious. I'm probably going to starve to death getting in here, but you know what? That was a hell of an entrance. That is one big, tall building. Wowzers. Now I'm guessing some of these players have been on for quite a sizable amount of time. Obviously, to have altered the terrain this much from a survival perspective. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. That is quite the impressive little farm there. Town, keep, castle, whatever you want to call it. So while we continue to starve to death, we're just going to run off into the sunset and see what other kind of fun things lay to the east of us. That's a heck of a tree, and I don't think it's natural. Oh, this is some serious chiseling work. Wow. Wow. I haven't even gotten started on the chiseling thing, but you can literally sculpt material by just removing pixels. Same as you do with the napping of stuff. Apparently you can do the same with chiseling. So you can literally make interesting creations all one little pixel at a time kind of thing. Hair chickens. Town Enclave and signs that I can't read. So the anti-griefing measures with the land claim basically means that a player cannot do anything at all. Hello, Dracor. No, I am not ignoring you. I am starving to death while I try to explore a little bit more of this world. I see one more interesting thing here. Oh, that's a clay pit. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, how did you get the sparkly water? How did you get water to come down in green instead of blue? That's kind of interesting. Or it could just be because of the light. Currently, right now, as the light fades, we're getting close to sunset, of course. And yes, I am slowly starving to death, and I know I am. But that's okay. Fascinating clifftop houses and things built on hilltops. And goodness knows what other kind of fun things await in multiplayer on this game. Of course, I'm not going to get into multiplayer gameplay just yet. I did want to take a look and see what the official server has to say. But that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you're enjoying Vintage Story. Next episode, I'll be back in the single player game again, and we will continue on. I want to try to do a little cave exploring and other such things. So there we go, another interesting place that somebody has built. Goodness knows where. So thanks all for watching, kids, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Good night for now.